Hi guys, welcome to Anything and Everything podcast by Shish and Amy. We don't judge. Your only job is to listen. Why anything and everything? Why not, Amy?
Hi, Shish.
Hi, Amy.
Mambo.
Person.
Hello. I almost started singing a song.
Yeah, I
Because of
know.
that, Nini, I was expecting we sing a song there.
Oh, anyways, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. How's your week?
Long time.
Long time no
See.
no recording.
No recording. Tuko hapa, tuko ndani ya base.
Tumeingia and thank you so much guys. Tuanze kwanza na
Yes. Congratulatory remarks.
message.
You guys were at
500 subs. You guys, you did that thing. Akinasikia
Actually, it's 500 plus 1.
I know, right?
Kuna mmoja hapo extra. You guys, tunawapenda. Thank you so much for that. Let me tell you.
Continue subscribing.
Yes.
Supporting. Like, we really, really deeply appreciate it.
We're on the road to 1K now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not stopping at nothing. So you better send to your friends and your relatives and your cousins and whoever.
So everyone, please.
Yeah, and also before we just go, our previous topic, adulting, that topic got so many comments from people. Kumbe sisi peke tunateseka.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So we appreciate any feedback we get from you guys. It really means a lot to us. And it was so relatable also.
Yeah. Anywho's, Sasa,
Poa sana.
how was your week?
My week was okay.
Uh-huh.
How many weeks?
2
One.
weeks. Oh, one.
Yes. My week was good. How
Okay.
was yours?
Smooth.
Kusukuma life.
Nasikia tu like we just tuingie tu kwa hii episode, like we
Tuingie
just
kwa hii episode.
dive in.
Sawa.
I'm about to die.
Uh-uh.
Sawa, imekata. Anyways, so before we even get to today's episode,
Just a bit.
yeah, I just want to pinpoint what's happening in our country.
There's so much nonsense in this country. You just think of something.
Like for you to get a job, especially kwa gava, like you just do something, like just,
No, I saw someone on TikTok was like, "Alelelelele." And then it's like, the like I can do, "Alelele, Emily Kithae, niko hapa, sema box."
Hey.
And then, they were doing the Priscilla thing.
Oh.
So instead of whistling, he was ululating. Yeah, so that, because it's like, you just do something very useless in Kenya, you'll actually get the notice, whatever, to be noticed when you unataka.
Then there's us who are really struggling here.
We are actually doing something impactful to the society.
Serikali saidia.
Anyway, topic of today.
Yeah, today we are actually talking about a very controversial topic, which is religion.
Yes.
Religion, whichever way you want to call it.
Religion.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'm going to even say or maybe ask is, first of all, we're Gen Z, hello. We're, the energy is giving, yeah. So are we too woke for religion? Do you think like our generation, we feel like religion you do, something like that?
I don't know. I think there's just like a sort of peer pressure that comes with like the whole Gen Z and like what people believe in. But I feel like it's like religion, in as much as religion is a personal choice and a personal, like you choose if you want to be religious or not. But there's just that bracket of, especially Gen Z and how wengine ni sort of millennials.
But I feel like millennials know what they're doing. See, it's like we just go with the trend. If it's trendy and everyone is trashing going to church, then we'll be like, yeah, hata mi siendi, just because.
Just because.
Yeah.
You've mentioned something very like good about, do you have to go to church for you to be religious?
Well, my mom is watching this. Okay, she'll be so unhappy. But yes, do you actually have to go to church for you to be religious? But then again, what is to be religious? Like in your view, when you pray, is that enough?
Well, Mimi, I would classify myself as a very religious person. And that is because, one, I believe in God. I am very prayerful. I know people will dispute this, but I'm very, I'm very prayerful.
Kwenye wanakutananga na wewe siku zingine.
Yeah, and well, I don't. This year nilianza kwenda kanisa. I think I've been like so
consistent.
Not inconsistent. I think I have almost like 5 years, 4 years without going to church. But this year, do you know, New Year's was on a Sunday.
But,
so I went to church that Sunday.
Before that,
eh?
You had 5 years.
Hacking. What?
Like 5 complete years in the church. Do you have a reason for that anyway? Let me stop
I don't have a reason, but I feel like that's why I was asking, like, do you have to go to church for you to be religious?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, as I said, like, I'm very religious, but hizo years zenye siku anaenda kanisa, like, nothing has changed. Like, I was still like the same me, like prayerful, like I'm a very strong believer. Yeah. So what about you? Do you feel like you need to go to church for you to be religious?
I feel like the way I've grown up, I've been centered to believe that you actually have to go to church for you to be religious. That is how I know religion. But as I've grown up, first of all, I have to say, Mimi, I didn't like Sunday school. I don't know why. I don't know. You see the way you're saying I was going to church, but I didn't like it. You see, and I really disliked Sunday school. For whatever. Why? Why?
Okay, do you feel like it wasn't impactful in your life?
Somehow. No, I just feel like it was so unnecessary. Again, my mom will be so sad seeing this episode, please. Anyway, yeah, but I feel like I am prayerful. Yes, I know that. I can tell you I go in and out of church. Like, I can go for 2 Sundays and then I don't go for the rest of the year.
Oh.
But for me, I sort of feel like, anyway, religion, I feel like it's a very personal issue to everyone. So everyone has their own sort of perspective about it. Sort of.
Yeah. And I think I can just add on to, like, you know, how we used to, like, go to church to our dogo. So for now, for those years when we mentioned, like, I wasn't going to church. So every time when I'm at home, every time my mom will go to church, let me just and if my mom is watching, hi. So my mom will come to my room every single Sunday.
Oh, the guilt-tripping parents.
Yes. And she'd be like, hey, Shiro, wacha mimi niende kanisa. You know, juu wewe ulisema hautaienda kanisa. And then me, I just nanyamaza. Yeah, and I turn. And then she insists. She's like, unajua mimi nikienda binguni nitaenda peke yangu.
You know, let me tell you, when I used to tell my mom, nyinyi mkienda mbinguni mimi nitabaki kwa nyumba. Because I used to, you know, it just didn't register to me as important.
So, like, I just want to know, like, you guys able to tell us, like, if you're just alone, ama, have you all gone through that?
But I feel like my mom is the same too. And maybe it's like with most parents. Because I used to dance in church.
Oh, why?
I know. Yeah, I used to act in church. What? I had, like, those 2 roles. And I don't know why I hated Sunday school. And even though I used to dance ukombele, you know. What were those songs you used to dance?
Kina Rose Muhando.
I wasn't dancing Kiatu Kivue. I was the cool dances. The
emoji.
Zing.
Emoji.
Yes, you know, the kangaroos. We used to do all that, and then I used to do acting. And then I just drifted from church. Mainly because I feel like I was forced to go to church. And yes, like you say, my mom used to do the same. Kaimila twende church.
And then it's the low tone for me.
The low tone.
Very, like, they don't want to look like they're guilt-tripping you.
Na hakuforce. But then, anataka you feel so guilty that you'll actually accept to go. Wow.
So that brings me to ask a question. Do you feel like our parents or parents play a role into bringing up a child, how they, how like a child grows up? Like, for example, in our situation, do you feel like our parents, played a part in us being religious? As I
In
mean,
quotes. Yeah, I do. Because me, my dad, kama uendi church unaenda kulala kwa nyasi. And I'm not even kidding about this. Like for the period that church was supposed to go, if it's 2 hours, uendi church and ulale kwa nyasi at the 2 hours when and everyone else comes back, that's when you're going back to their house.
Ni punishment,
The
high
punishment.
School.
You see, like alikuwa, like he didn't understand why you're not going to church. So as a way of like enforcing it, it's either you go, and if you don't go, then don't stay in the house. Because he was like, utakaa kwa nyumba watch TV, ndio tunafanya ukose kwenda church. So, but let me tell you a funny thing. Like me, my dad wasn't going to church. But atakwambia uende church. So me, I wasn't getting the logic. So if you ask, like, was it, are moms more religious, Amma? Did you sort of feel like that?
Yeah. Because me, my dad didn't give a shit if you go to church or if you don't. Like, yo ni shauri yako. I mean,
I think my dad tried forcing it. Akaona, we mambo, nimeachia mama. So my mom was like the only one until today who's left like really serious about church. So yeah, I think our parents do play a part. I think they tried their best. Like if I can say me, I think mine tried their best to make me religious the way they wanted. Now I can give up. So sad.
Okay. Another question. Nasikia tu zinakuja tu hivi. Another question is, do you think, how do I phrase this? Do you think, if you got, like, if you had a kid right now, let's say like you got a kid right now, would you force them to go to church just because you are forced to go to church, and just because now you want to raise them like in the biblical way or the Christianity way, church way?
Kai, what would you do? Okay, I'd really want my child to go to know like God, to know how to pray. I'd want my child to love Sunday school. Asikuwe mimi. So I think I would try my best. And now for them to go, lazima pia uende. Because otherwise it's going to look so weird that you're making them go to church na uendi.
Yeah.
Because kids are usually very curious. So I think I'd want to. Niambie kwanza.
No, me personally, Mimi, if I get children, which I will someday, I will bring like lazima, as in Mimi lazima uende church. Like I don't care if you say oh mami sijui nini. Mimi, I'll force them to go to church until they get to a point whereby like they can, like primary school yote lazima uende kanisa. Mimi, don't tell me anything.
For real?
Yeah.
But then why will you be doing that?
Because I
feel justify it.
Because kwangu, I feel like there's some virtues I learned from church, which you can just learn ukiwa tu.
Ulikuwa unaekelea mkono kwa TV? Because me did.
Pastor Peace Meru akiomba.
And Joel Osteen, Adokoka, like every time there's that segment of, if you're not born again, just put your hand on television and say this after me. I used to do that all the time. And then I'd promise myself, this week I'm going to do everything the Bible says. I would cheat. I wouldn't.
Man, let me tell you. When I was in high school, you see those patrol sessions, ama sijui zilikuwa zinaitwa nini? What? Sijui.
Zilikuwa na jina.
But the person who was alikuwa anaitwa sijui patron ama ni nini. I guess, I don't know, I'm a brother, I'm a something. So there's this specific Sunday. I think I was in Form 2.
Oh my goodness.
So akakuja nini, it was a very like ni Sunday, like ni time ya church, see you, whatever. So he was there, he was like, hey, sijui if you want to be saved, I'm a born again, nini, wachie Mungu, whatever, kuja hapa. So mimi, everyone I was seated with, kila mtu alisimama akaenda pale mbele. So I was like, wa? Am I the only one who's being left behind? So I was like, hey, guilty ilinimaliza. Nikaenda. So tukaanza kuombewa one by one. So wenye walikuwa naombewa walikuwa naanguka. Me don't ask me where they were falling. So ikafika ni turn yangu. So me naombewa. And then, like my mind was like, you see how... like my mind ata haikuwa huko. Like it's like how... Like you're trying to do something and then your mind is like, my banana. So...
Baby shark.
So me I was like, what? Sasa kila mtu ameanguka. So it's my turn. Me imagine nilijiangusha. Like I don't know what people are falling. Yeah.
Be that thing of falling down, nilishindwa. What were those things called in high school? The one where you'd have like a whole Sunday of maombi, nini, people speak in tongues. Mine refused. That's a sign.
That's a gift. That's a gift. But I feel like
everyone was speaking in tongues when we were doing that CU session. Everyone was just there. Oh, I am not.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Mimi nilijiangusha and then nilikuwa nasikia watu wakilia, wakipiga nduru. So I was like, what? I need to do this.
Ulianguka at what point ulijiambia, acha basi niamke sasa.
Si nilikuwa nasikiza watu wakisimama. So nasikia huyo ameamka. So I was like, acha nijipe time like nibaki chini kidogo wasione ni kama najifanya.
And that takes me to the next point. Like, I feel like you contributed to that pastor feeling powerful, but you were faking it. And maybe that is what is happening in most of the churches today. And maybe that's why our generation take on the church.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole
controversy. The controversy is a lot. Yeah.
It's not genuine anymore. I think of church and I don't think of it being genuine anymore.
So is that the reason why you don't go to church?
I don't want it to be the main reason, but it's a contributing factor.
Okay, personally, I'd say there's just so many politics.
Yeah, and theatrics.
PR and...
No, you can't be falling down just because you threw your shoe at people. It's true. Anyway, I don't know, but apana. Just looks like theatrics. And honestly, it's just pissing me off because I feel like people are using such a sacred institution to like make money and maybe to do those things, those things. Like they're genuine churches, I'll say that. But then the ones that are not genuine are really zinaharibu jina hizo zingine,
Yeah. Hey, anyway, Ebu, let's continue. Let me ask. Let's talk about religion.
And dating.
And relationships.
So the next thing that maybe I'd like us to talk about is dating and religion. Like, have you ever dated someone outside your relationship, your religion?
Before you even ask that, Tebu, let me ask you, when dating, does religion matter?
Oh, for me, it doesn't. I don't care. No, it doesn't.
Hey.
It the people who care about religion are our parents, of course. If I tried.
So you date
I have. I know you want to ask, and I have.
Hey.
A Muslim?
Not a Muslim.
Oh, sorry.
A Hindu.
Yeah. Imeweza.
Hey.
What has religion got to do with anything when it comes to a relationship? Of course, I know some things will be conflicting here and there, but for me, and it's an issue, honestly.
I don't know. I feel like I've grown up to, like, I think maybe I don't know if it's my parents who have like gotten into my head.
Maybe.
But I feel like I've ever dated a Muslim. But taki ata haiku last.
So was it because of his, contrary? Okay, sawa, ikuwa hiyo. But then even when you were dating, for the shortest time that it lasted, because clearly did you ever consider like, okay, sawa, so right now you wouldn't date a Muslim, a Hindu?
No, I think for now I'm way past that, but I still have the I don't know why, but I'm like, like they're not my go-to. Aki, like,
Really?
please don't come at me, but I just feel like
I could not care less.
I don't have an issue with it, but I'll still be like,
well, I've dated them, not one, and they're nice people.
I'm not saying they're bad people. Of course, they're nice people.
They are very nice people.
And they're actually like really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. I thought
Emphasis.
you wanted to say something else that wasn't genuine. Shish, I don't usually see you. Well, contact kitu. Anyway, yeah, they're actually, I don't know. It was, I think for me, when I was trying out, is because I just choose to. And let me tell you guys, there's a time I even almost converted
Yeah.
to a Muslim, and my dad really threatened me a lot. Like I'd already started wearing trouser, ndani ya, like dress, nikienda shule. I think partially I'd wear a hijab before I go home.
Where did you get the hijabs from?
Because all my friends were Muslims. So I think that's where the influence came from. And up to now, you'll find like majority of my friends are still Muslims. And I don't know, maybe that's why it didn't really matter to me. But I know for my parents, it would, especially my dad would never be okay with like me. If it ever got maybe to a point of marriage, like me being with someone outside a Christian.
That's an issue,
yeah,
actually.
that's an issue for our parents. I don't know why. Because for me, love is love. Unajua? It's got nothing to do with that. And one thing anyway, I usually wonder, when I used to date them, I was like, because in my head, I'd be like, oh, we'll have a family, the children, one will be Moha. Khadija there. So I was wondering now, when you have two parents who maybe are not from the same religion, how do you name your children? Because I'd want my kids to know church. Probably he'd want the kids to know, like Islam or whatever other religion. So I think also it's actually quite a big factor.
Yeah, it's challenging.
But
I think at the end of the day, like, it's just one God.
Yeah, it's just one God.
But like teaching your children, like,
like mama nena kanisa, dada enda mosque, kama maybe temple. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. But for me, it doesn't really matter. Maybe now that you are older, it kind of does.
Okay. Anyway, me, I don't think I want to add anything on relationships and religion. Yeah, wacha tuishie hapo.
So would you date a Catholic? Because it's the same religion.
I go to Catholic myself. I'm not a Catholic, but I go to Catholic.
So you're not a Catholic.
But I go to, like, that's the church I go to.
Would you date an SDA? Unajua or the drum ones wanaitangwa? The ones. It's your look. Is that a no? Emma, let your eyes speak for you without talking.
I'm reserving my comment.
So you can't a Muslim. Okay, I don't want to just like shinda hapo, but maybe another religion, but it's the same. It's Christianity, but it's a different entity or something.
You date a Mokorino?
Okay, the next point. Even them, they wouldn't date us, Amma.
Why?
Like
they would.
They like each other.
No, they would. So they date outside also.
I'd like to see the look on my...
Hey, anyway, Mimi, I don't want comments huko chini wakituambia, oh, sijui.
That's why you're so old and party watu. Mnachagua. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
yeah, let's move on to the next point, tafadhali.
Yes,
you want to add on something?
No, I don't want to. And, like as we wrap up, I just want to say dressing and Christianity, because also this falls in the whole religion thing.
Yeah, dressing, and also, like, there's the dressing part.
Yeah, there's the dressing, there's
and then
the lifestyle.
Actually, like, our lifestyles. So do you think, like, it sort of contradicts the whole, like you saying, like, I'm a religious person, but then Friday na Saturday huko ni mimi huko nawakilisha huko
nini?
BND.
When unapewa. So actually, yeah, that's a very hardcore point. Because I know most people who
my sister quotes a Bible verse. Mi sijui in wapi, but my sister and my mom. Kila saa they tell me ati God doesn't like there's a sijui somewhere ati God doesn't like it's either you're like hapendi like it's either you're cold or you can be in between. Yeah.
Maisha finje.
Mr. T.
Nakata.
Hi, Mr. T. But then we're manifesting. We're going to bring Mr. T.
Yeah, for part 2.
For part 2 of this.
But for now, just...
Sisi ndo tuko.
Shish and Amy. Anyway.
So they're always like, it's either like uko pati ya Mungu, kwingine ni kwa shetani. No.
Like you just can't
balance the both of them.
Yeah, you can't balance. Like huwezi enda club Friday na Sunday when they church.
Why?
Like you just choose. You choose one. It's so conflicting. I don't even think you can answer that. But of course, people who consider themselves religious, because there are people who do, of course they'll say, see, we are not religious. Like if you,
but I feel like that's
that path, you have to abandon mambo za dunia ni vanity.
I feel like that's judging.
It is judging, and Christianity
you should not judge
like us the way we don't judge.
Yes.
So and I feel like it usually has a lot of double standards. Sindio?
Yeah.
And the fact that and what has dressing God to do with being a Christian anyway?
Like you can't go to church with a trouser, like this.
Yeah, like there's some.
There's some churches like literally. By the way, there's a friend of mine. Ameniambia like alifukuzwa, like aliambiwa it's either you go and change or like utoke kanisa.
And that's like some of the things that I don't understand.
Because you're in a trouser, you're in jeans,
and it's not the clothes that are worshiping God. It's me.
But unajua, me also, I feel like I don't know if it's just how me nimelelewa. I feel like I can't go to church in a trouser.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'll have to find a dress. Well,
really?
I do go to church in a trouser, but I'm always like,
Me, as long as it's decent, like I feel like if God saw me, he'd be sawa, uko poa, then it's fine. But it doesn't have to be a dress or a long skirt. It's decent. Decency.
Like
I wouldn't go to church with cleavage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thighs out.
I'm too tight. Just decent. But it doesn't have to be a dress, a skirt. Just decent. But this is a whole topic. Let me tell you. This is a whole debate.
As we said, like religion, it's just very controversial.
Because what you think you know and you accept, another person will tell you, because even the people who they don't do makeup, they don't do the whole jewelry, because of church.
Really?
Yeah. What do you mean, really? Like, there's no jewelry in church. There's no lipstick in church. There's no makeup in church.
But then God wants, when you're representing God, anataka like ukukika, ukika shida. Kwa Mungu kuna pesa.
Tutapata mwili mpya huko mbinguni.
And also, speaking of mili, like tattoos, piercings. Sijui when you have a tattoo, sijui nini. Where? Nini?
I want to ask you, like, you do have one. Do you feel like, has your parent ever seen it?
Yes, my mom.
How did she feel about it?
No, my mom is a very easy person, but after nimechora, she was just like, sasa ni ya nini?
Because I know at the back of her head.
Yeah. And then now because I'm thinking of another one, they're like discouraging it. They're like, sijui nini, sijui wenye wanachoranga tattoo, sijui kichora tattoo, sijui it's linked to like some cult.
Yes, like my nose piercing. Oh my goodness.
Bah? I don't know.
Yeah. So
You can't just be religious and like
and
kwa hizi mambo za dunia,
exactly. And
wacha tu nizite hivyo.
I don't understand that. Like I feel like God would just love us regardless of what we choose in this
His
life.
love is unconditional.
Exactly. So as a human being, it's not up to you to decide that I'm not qualified to be God's child because I have a tattoo or a nose piercing or what else? There's so many things that people like disqualifying as, but anyway, ni sawa.
And I feel like mimi personally ukiweza niuliza like provided like your heart is pure,
Yeah.
your faith is strong, righteousness, hiyo ningeitumia naka kidole.
Count to fruits.
Eh?
Count zile fruits.
Gifts of the Holy Spirit. Oh, fruits of the Holy Spirit. I don't know.
Acha tusiende hata huko.
Sawa, nitaanza kudisclose how religious I am.
Watu wataona, hapa hivi asenyewe bila kwenda kanisa ni ukweli. You know. Yeah. But even as you finish, yeah, I want us to finish on the most controversial thing, which I know we won't even finish today, but we'll just touch on it, and that's tithing, yeah?
Tithing and offering.
Tithing and offering. My sister told me, at the time I was going through it, in this life, and she was like, are you tithing? Nikamwambia, hapana. She was like, maybe ukitaka kuacha kuteseka, you should tithe. What do you think? Because I don't know what to say.
I don't know. I personally believe in offerings.
Yeah, me too.
I believe in offerings.
And tithing, I do.
And tithing. But let me just say, like, I don't believe in the whole, yes, ni sawa, like give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Who is Caesar? God.
Hey.
Really?
Ni sawa, like you're the whole 10%.
Okay.
But I feel like for me, like I don't have to like take your 10% of what I'm earning, nipeleke church, like I'd do a better course. Maybe like I'd take what I have and, give out to the society. Maybe like the street children, the orphans, nini, like just do something back. Give something back. But
not like necessarily give it to church.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with giving to church because I feel like, let's say the offerings and the tithings, in as much as yes, zinaenda kwa pastor, kwa Mungu, like I feel like they help. In some churches, from what I know, is in some churches, like the offerings are meant to help the less fortunate.
But also they're meant for them.
Because
as much as Nini, it still work.
Yeah.
It's a calling, but it still work.
So do you tithe?
So let me just say this. I try as much as possible. But according to the way I have nimefundishwa, like from Kitambo with my mom and everything, and my sisters, tithing is mandatory. So they say you tithe and that money somehow just comes back. I think that is their belief. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I try my best, but I don't do it consistently. I'll just say that. Not for any particular reason, actually, by the way. Just because. You're brought up knowing that you have to tithe. Yeah, but if you ask me, Ati, why do you do it? I'll just tell you 10% na pay God. And do you actually like give out the 10%? Now that's the other thing. Also, now let me not speak from a personal point of view. Yes. But what? Hey, this type thing. Is it what I remain with? Is it the full amount, 10%? So if I'm getting like 20K, honestly speaking, 2K I give, after everything else, I back in a 5,000, I give, is it 500? I feel like, I don't know, because I was having this, Aki matters religion. I discussed this with my mom and my sister because they are very religious. Yeah.
So my mom and my sister, like walikuwa wanasema, like it's the 10% of, if you get a salary of 40,000,
It's 10%.
10%.
40,000.
So that's 4,000.
Yes.
But I was having a conversation with some of my friends, and they were like, it's 10% of
what
you
like
you remain with after umelipa bills, everything.
Shopping,
So if you remain with 10,000, unatoa 1,000.
1,000.
Guy, religion wewe.
We cannot solve this. This is like, I don't know what to say about it, but if tithing is good. In my heart, I feel like it's a very good thing, but I feel like I would want to understand it more so that I know exactly what I'm doing,
Yeah. And okay, you mentioned something, and I remember me personally, I believe when you give to God, and that's actually one of the reasons I give, like I tithe, I offering or nini. Like when you give to God, like it's because me, it has happened to me, and I believe that. I don't know about you, like about anyone else, but when you give to God, like it comes back. Or when you're praying about something, na unajinyima and you give to God, like
it comes.
It happens. Yeah.
But maybe it's the universe answering your prayers. Maybe it's the universe answering your prayers. That being said, have you ever like been around someone who maybe does not believe in God? Because it's also false, like in the whole religion thing. So have you ever like had a friend or just someone who totally, completely does not believe in God?
Yeah. I have friends who don't believe in God and they don't hide it.
And when you have conversations with them, do you feel like it sort of impacts you?
I don't have conversations with them about religion or God. Like nikiona like the conversation is gearing towards that way.
Yeah.
You
shift it back.
I digress. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like the minute you start that, they're going to make you question more than you already do.
Especially atheists. Yeah, have you ever sat down with like a real atheist?
Yeah, I have. And let me tell you, their view of life, and then usikie vitu zenye unasema atakufanya you feel like you don't know anything about God, about religion, blah blah blah. So yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about the universe kidogo. Like people who believe in the universe,
the spiritual,
like
people,
being nini, like everything has to happen because of
like the universe is speaking to me.
The stars,
zimealigned sambo. Anga Cancer, what? Geminis. The people who believe in horoscopes. I wonder if they believe in God. Because I think that's like believing in and like people believe in those stars and they're like, yeah, whatever those stars are saying is gonna like happen. Oh my goodness. No, let's just stop there.
Also, let's just wind up with just asking ignorance. Let's talk about ignorance, like you being ignorant to the fact that there's a God, the fact that like you have to do this for this to happen. Like I feel like the whole us being religious is because we chose not to be ignorant of the fact that tumelelewa tumelelewa ama like we've grown up knowing about these things.
But when you say ignorant, I try to think, you see, us who were raised by religious parents, what of someone who wasn't? Are they ignorant by choice? Or it's just, mama kwa anaenda church, dada kwa anashikilia. So yeah, unless you find your own way to religion, it will never, ever.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't get your...
No, like I just remembered how like Amy quoted a verse in the Bible tukiongelelea hii story akasema ati we're very intoxicated. To my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I don't know what you meant by that. Yeah. Because me nilikwambia, in as much as I'm religious, the only verse in the Bible I know is John 3:16.
I know a few. Where?
And a few being my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So, tulikuwa tunasema nini tukisema ati my people perish because of lack of knowledge?
It's the whole ignorance anyway. Yeah.
So that's why like I brought up the ignorance issue. Because like if you choose to research more about like religion and nini and accept it and acknowledge that it's actually a thing, then binguni.
And even as we finish, you believe like heaven and hell is a place?
Yes, me I do. You see how we joke and say we joke a lot saying ati hey wewe sijui hutaenda binguni. Sijui hey wewe you are going to hell is your Mimi if someone tells me that naendanga naambia Mungu huyo alisema hivyo but me I know heaven is my
portion.
My portion, it's my only direction juu binguni. Yes.
I think as we finish, I'm just going to say...
we just finish?
Yeah, everyone's relationship with God is personal. I don't think anyone should ever have an opinion over how you worship your God.
Or what you choose to do.
What you choose to do.
With your God.
That is very personal. And if you are judging people based on how like they worship and whatever, they're going to church patterns, then I don't think you're going against the Bible. Yeah?
Yeah. Like bottom line, I think we should all respect everyone's opinion on the religion. Like if you choose to be religious, ni sawa. If you don't, pia ni sawa. Like it's your personal relationship with God, as you said. And it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, but wait, you know what? As we make this part 2 of this, I hope we get to have all our answers. All our questions answered. Yes.
Yeah. Because you've noticed like tumeulizana maswali which no one has an answer to.
Exactly. So it's just been...
And there are more.
Yeah, and there are more. But for today's hour...
But we'll have a part 2 of this. So if you have like religious...
Yeah. If you're someone who you feel like you can be best to contribute to give us what? Insights. Yeah, to this conversation, please... Comment, DM us, we'll bring you here. So,
And ladies and gentlemen, that comes to the end of episode 4, Religion.
You guys, subscribe. And when you get to... I almost said when you get to 1K, we'll go to church. But no, that's such a bad thing. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost said that.
Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the continued support. Thank you so much again for the 500 subs. Please continue subscribing
and sharing,
commenting. Like if you,
everything.
If you have like topics for us you want us to discuss, drop them down on the comments below. And follow us on our socials.
Yes.
Anything and everything KE, Instagram,
and TikTok.
Anything and everything _KE, and also our personal handles, Shish _Shiro,
Emily _Kithai.
And see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.